as I think something's funny, I just say laughter, laughter, laughter.
I like that one. That's my favorite. So
Like a
far.
laugh alarm?
A
laugh alert.
That one came because
Oh, that's good. Let's run with that one. Laugh alert.
a laugh alert bracelet.
Yeah, that's what I was going for.
Laugh alert.
I've laughed and I can't.
It's a life alert bracelet, but you have to think of something funny to make yourself laugh for it to activate. You're having a heart attack, and you're like, "Oh man!"
I feel like that's
Remember that whoopee cushion?
Oh, my heart! It feels like it's exploding, but rubber chicken. Hello and welcome to Good Enough. I'm your host, Sam, joined as always by Matt.
I was holding my breath.
Why?
You started very abruptly and I wasn't ready yet.
Oh.
And I was afraid I was going to laugh. So it didn't work.
Well, we're a comedy show. You're free to laugh. Go ahead. No, go. I'll wait. Go ahead and laugh.
Well, I don't want to.
Good.
And Robbie's here as well.
I'm wearing my laugh alert bracelet.
I'm here, and I immediately have a bone to pick with you, Salami.
Oh.
Ooh, is
Boy.
it a wishbone?
No, it's one of those anger bones.
What's the story, wishbone? Remember that from
I
PBS?
do. Wishbone, a little dog.
Probably dead by now.
He got into
Probably
adventures.
died. I bet he died while the show was filming.
Yeah, I bet you there.
How many wishbones have there been? That's sad.
Hey, wait, whoa! I had that bone to
Almost
pick.
distracted.
Thought I had you.
I had that bone to pick with you.
What?
Are you an
Like-
archaeologist?
Like,
Oh, are you not? It belongs in a museum. That was my Indiana Jones.
Why does your voice
It belongs in a museum.
why does your voice default to that?
Hold on, that's my Indiana. Let me do my Indiana Jones. It belongs in a museum.
All right, can you? I want to experiment. Can you do your Han Solo voice?
Oh, I can't think of any Han Solo lines. Never tell me the odds, kid. How's that? Here, I'll do my C-3PO. I know 3 million languages. How was that?
What was that bone you had to pick?
it had to do with interruptions. Needless to say, I now have a bone to pick with both of you.
What is it, Robbie? Let's hash it out. Come on.
I didn't like that
We're all-
during my Bob Barker impression, you immediately started the show. I almost as much as I disliked fucking having a video be turned on in
Sorry,
the middle of my
didn't-
fucking...
I didn't know I was. I'm sorry.
I'm going to take your phone.
Matt, you know what?
I'm going to take your phone.
Hey, bro, that's cool. That's cool. She got a little boo, but you need to fucking get your shit together.
I'm gonna
You
take
know
your
what?
phone.
Let's turn this into an intervention show.
I'm going to take your phone. I'm going to put it in the garbage disposal. I'm going to turn it on. And then I'm going to
Yeah, he's gonna put the phone in the garbage disposal, turn the phone on, and then what?
take it out and give it back and say, don't anymore.
That'll
You're lucky.
teach you.
You're lucky I didn't turn on the garbage disposal. Do you understand?
Yeah, that was confusing.
Yeah.
Not for me. I followed it perfectly.
Robbie knows.
Knew he wasn't talking about the garbage disposal.
Yeah, defo.
Defo.
So, do you have any other bones to pick?
Honestly, I'm like legit over it. I forgot.
Oh.
I forgot.
Oh, thank God.
I forgot the anger words I had for
I
it.
thought we were gonna have to split over this.
Guys, I don't know if you've ever had like severe heartburn, but the other night, I had the worst heartburn I've ever experienced in my life the other night, and I cannot describe to you what it felt like. Like,
What did it feel like?
let me
use a
describe it to
video-
you.
Use a video game to describe how hard it was.
Super Meat Boy.
Okay, what video?
No. It just like it felt like my entire inside, like my chest and my stomach and my throat were all on fire. Thought I was having a heart attack. Almost woke up Sheila at 2:30 in the morning to call an ambulance.
Oh my gosh.
What was it from? What'd you eat?
I don't know. The last thing I remember consuming was a LaCroix.
It was a piece of bread soaked in LaCroix.
This is my LaCroix
And
bread.
Sloppy Joes.
No, I hadn't eaten like a few hours before going to bed. And then it was so bad I left the house and went to a pharmacy at 3 in the morning.
Ugh.
And I don't know if you've ever been to a pharmacy at 3 in the
Yes.
morning.
I've done that for stomach issues where my stomach was pushing. Do I need to finish this?
You could
Yes,
have stopped
yes.
at stomach issues for me.
No, I want to hear the
I needed
rest
some Pepto.
for your.
It's for you put it in your mouth, Robbie.
Hey,
It didn't help. You got to like consume it.
oh, I did.
What? Okay, like this is gonna sound like a stupid. Like, what is heartburn? I've never had it before.
Acid reflux. It's when the
Acids start to reflux. So the acids in your belly start going like a washing machine, and that's no bueno.
I mean, essentially, yeah. It's like the protective like ring, the entry to your stomach fails just like a little bit, just briefly, and allows that stomach acid to get up into your esophagus.
And it is not good.
It is. I mean, I've experienced heartburn before, but like super mild. And I remember watching like heartburn medication commercials and be like, oh, those wussies.
What the fuck?
You can't. What do you need medication for heartburn? I know now.
Did you get some Tums?
I did. And also some Alka-Seltzer. And on the way home
Should
from
have just drank another LaCroix.
that would have made it a billion times worse. I was down in those Tums like candy on the way home, just like M&Ms, dude. M and M.
Oh, like Marshall Mathers?
What?
Like the hip hop phenom from
We
the
uncovered it.
We
from the
did.
90s?
We have to add something to our hashtag now.
Ooh, hey,
Music
Eminem.
detectives.
Eminem.
music gumshoes.
Music detectives. Hey, good enough. Music detectives.
You know, that's
Bum
our
bum
thing.
bum bum.
What happened to Tupac? Oh no, we know what
Oh,
happened to Tupac. No, that's not a mystery.
Well, who happened to Tupac is.
That's true. What if it
Let's
was
solve it. That's
Okay.
how we'll get good enough's name out there.
good enough?
Solving Tupac's murder?
Yeah.
Tupac.
Like, hey, these guys solved Tupac's murder. They're super funny.
Super funny. You should listen to their game reviews.
Yeah. Hashtag comedy podcasts about pop culture and movies,
movies.
and we are the only one.
Yeah.
We
I
don't.
gotta tell you, we made T-shirts and I wore it out in public the other day. Like we're on Friends. So many questions.
That's exact. What was my main design? Like, what did I want to come
people-
across?
for people to ask what.
Like, what the fuck
Yeah,
is that?
but then I explained it and they're like, oh.
Yeah, I'll be like, hey, bitch, listen here. It's funny, goddammit.
Like I told this one lady asked me, she's an older lady. I explained it to her. She's like, oh.
She's like, what's a podcast?
Like, I guess
and
you have
don't
to
call
be.
me bitch again.
Like, I guess you have to be younger to get it.
What? You should have fucking DDT'd her ass through 3 tables with the help of Booker T.
Well, I wanted to tell, like, I mean, there's nothing to get. It's not like there's a joke.
Do you have Booker
actually-
T's phone number?
This actually would have been help from Diamond Dallas Page. My bad.
You're like, hey, Booker, will you get over here? I got some old woman I need to DDT. With your help, please.
The Dudley brothers.
Oh man, I
Them
forgot
come in.
about the Dudley brothers.
Black and white. You know what?
No.
Raw, 90s Raw was breaking boundaries that are only now being accepted as like okay. Like having 2 hillbilly
90s
brothers.
90s Raw was a lawless wasteland.
It really was. Like I don't even think you could show half of that shit on HBO now.
There was a wrestler who was a big fat guy, and his special move was to rub his butt in people's faces.
Yeah, he would suffocate them
It's just with his butt,
with his ass.
with his giant butt.
What was the move called?
The stink face. I'm not kidding. That wasn't,
It
that
was.
wasn't a joke.
Yeah, what's his face?
Rashiki.
Rashiki.
Oh my gosh.
Man, you know what?
What, Robbie? What is it?
Don't try to say that
remember-
wrestling was good.
I think back. I mean, you clearly didn't watch it then because it was like
But that's the same era as like The Rock and Stone Cold.
it is, and that's why I think because everybody. I mean, I don't know. I mean, in my mind, they're all superstars just because they're the ones I watched growing up. But Like Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Rock, Triple H, fucking
Undertaker, Kane, the Hardy Bros,
The Hardy Bros.
Boys, Hardy Boys.
I like them.
Y2J, like Chris Jericho.
Oh, I like Jericho.
Like all of
Eddie
these guys.
Eddie Guerrero.
Yeah,
he
Eddie
died.
Guerrero.
He's died, didn't
Rey
he?
Mysterio.
Yeah, he died. Rey Mysterio is coming out of retirement.
The Bret Hart, like the Hart brothers.
Yeah.
I mean,
Ooh, my favorites, Christian and Edge.
yeah. Like
They were not my favorites.
but I
they
mean,
were
but they were
lame.
good, like lame bad guys.
Fuck those guys. They know what they did.
What was the dude?
I mean, during one of the story arcs, I think I did like Christian or Edge or like wait, he
One
changed.
of them was the champion for a while, like
Yeah.
the WWF champion. Or
what was the guy that
WWE.
his big move was the chin music?
That was Shawn Michaels.
Shawn Michaels. That's right.
Where he like just
Sweet
kicked.
chin music?
His special move was to just kick him in the
Throw it in
face.
his face. Wait till they were distracted or downed a little bit.
That really,
Wait for them to turn around and then kick them in the face.
it really goes against like the spirit of the sport. Like it's just a face kick.
Like Rey Mysterio is like an acrobatic move.
Yeah. Like, oh, that's his special. Like, can you,
Shawn Michaels is like, I'm gonna kick him in the face.
like, can you
Yeah.
imagine like being Rey Mysterio and then having Vince McMahon come in and be like, "Hey, remember that fucking crazy movie you did? That's your special." You're like,
You have to do that in every single
night.
match.
It's like, oh, fuck. I mean, that was really just kind of like a thing I pull out when.
Remember when like the McMahon family was a thing?
Oh my god! Do you remember when fucking Vince McMahon got all swole?
Yes, I do.
I remember hating Shane McMahon, like with everything.
I don't remember much about like his storylines or anything, but I just remember he would always like interrupt matches. Like that was
Yes.
his thing.
Remember when Vince faked his own death?
I remember.
I do.
When the limo, he was like he
Oh,
got into a
yeah.
limo and the limo
Yes.
blew up.
Yeah.
See, you cannot tell me that's
No,
the,
yeah, I
like
love
that is
wrestling.
that's sidebar shit, bro. That's like who does that? Who goes to that length for like a story and
Dude, seriously.
in wrestling in that like it's like it's basically a soap opera but they fight at the end like do you remember when Undertaker kidnapped Stephanie McMahon and then brought her back for like this 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 forced wedding ceremony where she was like literally tied up on a cross?
What?
Yeah.
Man,
I don't remember that one.
you know what? Like being a writer for pro wrestling,
How much
that's
did
a
the
fucking
wrestler-
dream job.
How much did the wrestlers have input on that? I wonder.
Not only that, if you go and look at who used to write, like who writes for them, you would be absolutely flabbergasted. The comedians and just random people that you know. I want to say Bill Hader was one. Like legit comedians and people who wrote for like
That's
WWE, like wrote for them. Like I remember the first time I forgot what it was. It was like in some documentary talking head thing, and like this comedian talked about it. He was like, "Oh yeah, then for a few years I wrote for WWF and this and that," and I was like,
That's crazy.
"Wrote for like." Yeah, duh. Like what? Of course. Like
You mean they weren't just coming up with that stuff on the fly?
yeah, right. Like, do you mean The Rock didn't come up with that shit? But yeah, like some of those.
Yeah, Freddie Prinze Jr. was a writer for the WWE.
What?
Yeah, for WWE. Let's see. Patrice O'Neal was. I had no idea. Who else we got here?
I mean, that's you know what that is basically. Like that is playing with wrestling figures as a kid, but now you're writing.
I mean, yeah,
and making them like. Now the Undertaker and Stone Cold Steve Austin have a fucking battle.
Dude,
Like-
seriously.
Like that is basically just using humans as dolls and like
it was like child fantasies.
yeah. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
Guys, we need to play a WWF game. WWE
Oh, I
game.
agree. I'm totally down. And I've heard like the most recent games are like broken.
My cousin plays them like
They still do them like yearly.
Yeah.
He gets them every year and he said the one from they do like the same sports one, so they're like on 19 right now, right?
Probably.
I think he said 17 or 16 is like a super polished, like good wrestling experience.
I remember playing like, I don't know, like 2006 or something like that.
1995 in your house. WWF in your house. 1995 was the last wrestling game I legit played, like sat and
1995.
Yeah.
I played
or 96, maybe 97, but it was definitely
early 2000s, like 2002 probably.
Yeah, I played the WWE SmackDown ones a lot.
Yeah,
Like the one where you
SmackDown
could-
1 and 2.
where you could leave and like walk back, like play, like walk backstage,
well,
like pick up a whole
played-
speaker and beat someone to death with it.
like I've played some of the newer ones, but never more than like a match, like I said, with my cousin who plays them all every year.
I remember playing one like you go backstage and there's like shopping carts at like a little
remember playing
grocery
one-
store and like running a shopping cart into somebody.
I remember playing one where I got in a Jeep and drove it. Like legit drove it in a
Just
parking
turns into
garage.
a driving
in
game.
a parking garage. Like I got a Jeep and drove it. It was like
Man, I
like
miss
super clunky.
like childhood innocence
too.
and like playing stuff like that. I don't know.
because you can't get into games like I did then.
We can't like dedicate the time, you
No.
know?
Like summertime.
Yeah.
GTA 3.
I would play like
You don't know. Me and my cousins would for like 8 hours just pass that controller back and forth.
there's Final Fantasy X. I put like something like 200 hours into something like that, like over a summer. I remember, and I'd like, where am I going to get that kind of time again? You know what I mean?
Tony Hawk
over a
games.
3 month, the Tony Hawk ones I put an absurd amount of time into.
Adulthood sucks. Less time for video games and nothing but acid reflux at 2:30 in the morning.
Yeah, why
Jesus.
Why can't I do a dope acid reflex in Tony Hawk instead of waking up with it in 3 a.m. in the morning?
Going to the
I was
pharmacy
gonna
at 3
finish
a.m.
that. All right.
Speaking of acid reflux, Matt and I saw The Incredibles 2.
I was gonna make that same
Yeah,
segue.
there's a character named Reflux in it, and his power
Spit lava.
looked like how I felt inside.
Man, there's no way that's not a connection to.
He like bulged up like a toad.
And then spit lava, and he was like an old man. It was funny because I understood him.
I understood
his
it.
weakness is Tums.
Jinx.
His weakness was medication,
I will swear by Tums though,
medicines.
What
because
do they
like
taste like?
like
Chalk.
like garbage. But they worked like 20 minutes later.
Why have we gotten so far in science, but we can't make make medicine? Like, why can't Tums taste like a Skittle?
Why does Tums need to taste like a Skittle?
A Skittle was just the first candy that popped into my head. Why can't a Tum taste like?
Why does
'Cause you don't want, like-
medicine
you
need
don't
to
want,
taste like candy?
You don't want like kids popping that shit
Yeah.
like candy. Like
the fuck is-
that's probably why, Matt. You don't want to make it appetizing to kids, just like bunch down
we
on
are
adults.
there. We know we're there because what are the fucking those
Go to the movie
chewables?
theaters. Let me have a package of.
What do the Flintstones chewables taste like? Those taste like candy.
Yeah, but that's not medicine.
Yeah, exactly, because medicine shouldn't fucking taste like candy.
Yeah, you don't go to the.
I'm just saying we are there. Science,
can I get
science, science is there. Where you're saying they need to be, they are there. It's just irresponsible to do what you're asking.
Can I get my movie theater concessions joke in, please?
Fine.
So can I have a package of Butterfinger and then also that roll of Tums, please? There, I did it. That's it. That's my joke. You guys.
What if people get acid reflux at the movie theater? I don't think it's a joke to say that someone would bring Tums.
You're being very.
I don't get this joke. I need you to explain it to me.
I mean, the joke is that Matt said it tastes like candy.
It's like candy. At a movie theater, you'd buy that.
You
Maybe
like candy.
but like, why couldn't it taste decent?
I mean, I like the way medicine tastes.
I mean, they're not bad. I'll go get a Tums. How about here, I'll go get a Tums.
Like, I mean,
I'm
how
not
much-
going to eat a Tums.
I'll go get a Tums.
How much fucking medicine do you want to be eating?
Can we do that, Matt, on this podcast? I'll go get a Tums and you eat it right now.
Absolutely not.
eat it? How about chalk? How about you just bite a piece of chalk?
I don't eat it.
Okay, let me go get it. Matt, Robbie, kill some time while I go get some Tums.
Okay.
Get a Tum. I'm not gonna eat multiple. What are you like?
Eat 4 Tums. You have to sandwich them.
We're gonna eat them all together.
Get different flavors.
Taking a Tum pact.
They come in Salisbury steak.
Like Willy Wonka.
They come in Salisbury steak and that cherry medicine taste.
have a
Those
drink
are the
at
only
least?
two.
You want some water?
Yeah, give me a water. And like giving sloppy joes to get the acid reflux.
Some sloppy joes, please.
So like
I made them extra sloppy
it's supposed
for you.
it's supposed to taste like it's supposed to taste like acid berries.
Yep, acid berries. My
It's supposed to
favorite.
taste like assorted berries.
I have a tree at my parents' house and it grows acid berries.
It smells good.
They
What's
don't.
candy?
I mean,
What color should I taste?
I don't fucking.
What colors did you taste?
I didn't look because I just.
You're a savage.
Yeah,
Okay.
There it is. You got one. Brown. That's what it looks like to me, at least.
brown flavor.
Matt is now chewing the Tums.
He's chewing the Tums.
I feel like in his head, he's like, this doesn't taste like good food.
He's making.
But I feel like he's also forgetting that it's not supposed to be just eaten willy-nilly. Like when
It doesn't taste bad.
Oh wow!
I'm like that's borderline candy to me.
Yeah, so see, there you are.
It's very-
are there.
Science is where we're.
It's very chalky, but
do you want
it's-
it to be?
It doesn't taste bad.
Oh, all right.
It's lingering though. It's definitely lingering.
But like, however, like bad they taste, like I would eat a billion Tums over experiencing that reflux again. Matt, we're gonna talk about Incredibles. We're 22 minutes into this podcast.
Does it really go to work in seconds? Sorry, I just
Like 20 minutes
If
later.
you can't tell anything, then yeah, I guess it has.
Look, it worked.
but I don't have acid reflux.
20 minutes.
Exactly,
20
'cause
minutes
it
after
works.
chowing down on him, I was like back to normal. I was fine. And it was like a fucking miracle.
I feel the same way when I drink Pepto and stuff. Like it's like
Ew.
just a miracle.
What the hell?
Like
These are the uses: relieves acid indigestion, upset stomach, heartburn, and sour stomach.
If you've ever had heartburn, you understand what sour stomach is.
What does
that's
that
weird. I've
mean?
never heard it being called sour stomach.
I know, I read that too, but and I was like, I've never heard sour stomach either. But I was like, that perfectly describes how my stomach felt because it was nausea, but it was like a unique kind of nausea. I didn't like it. Matt, Incredibles.
Yeah,
Are the Tums better than the Incredibles?
I wish I would have had some Tums when I was watching The Incredibles.
Like with your popcorn.
Yeah, I think it was very good. Worth the wait.
Okay, well, let's take a break, and when we
Oh
come
my
back
god! Why did you ask me and then say we're gonna take a break?
for the goof, I did it for the goof.
I'm
did it
gonna
for the
munch. I'm gonna
goofums.
munch on some of these Tums.
Chow down on those Tums. I did it for the goof. All right. When we come back, we're going to talk about The Incredibles 2.
Goof dogs.
You're,
I watched the movie trailers.
no, you're thinking of a Goofy movie?
Oh, that's a good movie.
That is a good movie.
Remember when he turns into Goofy in his nightmare? And at the very end, he's like, oh,
Okay, more good enough after the break. Hello and welcome back to Good Enough. We got to recover from that break.
That was a roller coaster of a break.
Yeah.
Absolute nightmare. Robbie thinks he's going to make his bones
Please-
stronger by
please
coating his
don't.
bones in milk. No, I'm not going to say the gross thing. I'm just going to. He thinks, like, if he injects milk into his body.
You have to say all of it to get the full
No,
context.
but he's gonna. It's just the sentence. His sentence. What he said was he's gonna.
Are you all right, man?
He's gonna coat his bones in milk.
make them stronger. You know what I mean?
You guys remember that milk commercial when we were younger of the guy across the street, like the old man, and the kids are watching him, and he picks up a wheelbarrow and his arms fell off,
Yeah.
and the kids like scream, and
I do.
the mom's like, "You should drink
That's
your
why
milk."
you drink milk. Yep. I like that one.
I like how her first reaction was to tell her kids to drink milk and not call a fucking ambulance.
Because the guy's arms just got ripped off.
Yeah.
They must be Bluths. Have you guys ever watched Arrested Development?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Remember how his dad always taught the kids lessons?
Yeah.
He brought in that guy who had a fake arm and it
Oh
almost got
yeah,
torn
that's
off.
right. Matt, we saw The Incredibles. We were going to talk about The Incredibles. Matt's drinking Tums water right now.
Yeah, Matt.
Why did you have to reference that?
I mean,
Because like I'm thoroughly like confused at what you thought would happen. Like why you
thought
insisted Sam throw Tums in your glass of
I just
water.
wanted to see if it would dissolve.
I mean, it will
Like
eventually.
an antacid.
Well, like you asked us that, and we said no, and then you said,
How
well,
did you know? Had you ever tossed one in water before?
I mean, yeah.
But I mean, it's not a dissolvable antacid.
Yeah.
The Tums are chewable.
Like literally, the water, just the saliva from my tongue when I've eaten one, let me know that this won't dissolve in water.
do you want me to go get an Alka-Seltzer for you? Those dissolve in water.
I know what it does.
Do you just want to see that reaction?
I know. I mean, I can get some baking soda and vinegar if you want.
Yeah, we could make a little.
Is that what an Alka-Seltzer is?
Well, no, but if you want to see that reaction.
Oh, you're like a volcano.
Yes. Christ almighty.
Oh no! Do you think volcanoes? Oh no!
The volcanoes are
Matt-
just the earth having heartburn.
Matt has had no like sympathy for Hawaii because he's like, "What's the big deal? Fucking vinegar and fucking baking soda." Yeah, like maybe it makes the fish taste weird, but whatever.
We saw The Incredibles.
We did see The Incredibles. Robbie didn't,
I didn't.
but Matt and I did. And we're going to talk about it. It was good.
I was told that we would be recording tomorrow, and I'm going to see the movie in the morning.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Well, Matt or Robbie, we can get your opinion on it tomorrow.
No.
You're not-
Get it. You'll get my opinion on it now, and you'll like it.
Okay. So
You tell me what you saw, and I'll differ from what I've seen.
you're going to be contradictory no matter what?
I'll fight you on whatever I didn't see.
Okay. Matt, did The Incredibles 2 live up to...
Did it happen?
Did it live up to 14 years of buildup?
Yes. To me, it did. I liked it just as much as the first one.
Did you?
Not more. Well, okay, I guess not just as much because I like the first one more.
Hey, sometimes you got to say it out loud to realize how you feel.
Yeah, I mean,
But
that's
I
true.
really enjoyed it. I still like the first one more. Part of me thinks I like the first one more just because of what it is. Like it's The Incredibles, and that was like a big movie in my...
It's a dope adventure.
Yeah.
The Incredibles is one of, like...
I like how they run.
I know.
seems
I like how
light-footed.
tiny their legs are.
I know,
Like
especially
freaking
Mr. Incredibles.
Incredible's a massive human being with little tiny chicken legs.
I know, it's kind of creepy, actually. No, so 14 years of buildup. I don't know if anything is ever going to live up to 14 years of buildup.
I mean, it's not like okay, maybe.
It's not like they've been saying for 14 years.
Yeah, but like every 2-3 years, there's been like rumor.
Incredibles 2, Incredibles
like,
2.
Yeah, so maybe 14.
I thoroughly enjoyed it though.
Yeah, it was a
thoroughly enjoyed
great
it. It was
movie.
funny. It had a lot of the good humor from the first one.
Mm-hmm.
It was wholesome. Like, it was a good wholesome story.
Plus, Ann Perkins was in it. Rashida Jones,
Oh, is that who played?
the girl, yeah.
Oh, I did not realize that.
Yeah. How much are we allowed to spoil for you, Robbie?
You can spoil the movie. I don't give a fuck. I'm still gonna see it.
The ending and stuff is predictable,
Yeah.
you know?
They did a good job of making you think one thing, but it was another.
Like I've had something ruined. Like I don't know the full context of it, but I know Screenslaver is a woman, which I don't think was, or is she? I don't know. I thought someone. I was listening to like one of the gaming news channels, whatever, and they mentioned some stuff about it, and some of the stuff they shared felt spoilery.
Well, they really, from the very beginning, they're really pushing you to think that this person is the bad guy.
Yeah, that's all. Who's it? Fucking what's his face?
Yeah, Bob Odenkirk. Like,
Yeah.
it's like, okay, of course it's him. And then it's like, oh, wait, no, it's this person.
I mean, I called it.
Yeah.
I mean, you'll see it coming like even halfway
The
through
first
movie.
meeting they have when she, it's like Bob Odenkirk and Rashida Jones' character, they're talking. Like she makes like offhand remark about him and
Oh, it wasn't
negative.
It
about,
was not Rashida Jones. I thought it was.
Oh,
I thought I read that somewhere.
who was it?
Mistake. Catherine Keener, not Catherine. That's not a name. I'm sure it is somewhere.
But yeah, I really enjoyed it. It was cool to see the different dynamic, like with Miss Incredible or Elastigirl being the main part of this movie.
So my favorite parts of the movie were the action scenes. They were freaking like they were so well choreographed.
Yeah, they were.
Like
the whole train scene with Elastigirl chasing down a train, like
so,
a runaway train.
Robbie, do you know the general like premise of the movie?
I think so.
Like they need so Bob Odenkirk's character is trying to bring superheroes back into the limelight because right now, or when the movie starts, they're illegal still, and he wants to make them legal again, and he's going to do that by using Elastigirl and like doing like a PR campaign where she saves a bunch of people and stuff, and she's the only one that he uses at first. And then, so it's, Elastigirl, she has a lot of, like, solo time, which is really cool. But she does the action scenes with just her doing hero stuff are really cool.
Yeah.
There's a runaway train sequence where she has, like, this bike that stretches, like, her, like, with her. And they do some really cool stuff with her motorcycle.
Yeah, like when she goes into the tunnel and she splits her motorcycle in half, and half is on one side of the tunnel, half is on the other side of the tunnel. Like, Elastigirl was always she was such a cool character in the first movie. But like with that, and then you had Mr. Incredible trying to be a dad. Like that whole dynamic was good. And
so a lot of the family jokes and stuff with Mr. Incredible, they kind of fell flat with me. It was kind of generic like family humor. Yeah, where like he has to deal with his daughter who is trying to get a boyfriend, and he doesn't know how to. Yeah. He doesn't know how to take care of a baby. That's the mom's job. But guess who's the mom now? It's him. And then like him trying to like teach his kid math. Yeah. And he doesn't know math. So I don't know. A lot of that stuff I was like, I guess it's funny, but it's stuff we've seen before, right? But
at the end of the first movie, when Jack is being kidnapped by Syndrome, and like he has all those powers happen.
No one knows he has powers.
Did they not see that happen?
No, because it only happened with Syndrome.
But like they weren't that far away. So I guess I thought that they saw that happen.
Mm-hmm. This movie and the first movie all take place within like.
Well, it's exact. I mean, it's.
Well, 2 picks up right after the first one ends. Yeah. But it's like the whole like 1 and 2 take place within probably like a few months. Yeah. Like both movies. But yeah, I don't know, the family stuff kind of fell flat for me. I did like some of the Jack stuff though, where he fought the raccoon, and
that was really funny.
I didn't think it'd be as funny as it was, but like he's like learning to control his powers, and a raccoon like shows up at the door, and he attacks the raccoon, and I don't know. I lost my shit.
Yeah, it was really funny.
My favorite parts was when he like physically punched the raccoon in the face. Fist fight. What was your favorite part? So I like some of the other heroes.
Yeah, I really liked the other female hero. I don't remember her name.
The one who does portals.
Yeah, she created portals. I really liked her.
They did some really cool stuff with her portals.
The whole way she like kind of like nerded out when she met Elastigirl. And yeah, it was. She was probably my favorite of the new heroes. My favorite part was, I really liked the stuff with Edna.
Oh yeah,
like when he takes Jack to go see Edna. Edna was like my favorite part of the first movie. So it was just cool to see her again.
There was a bit early on when she's like tracking down the screenslaver, and where Elastigirl's tracking down the screenslaver, and she's like moving around the town like fucking Spider-Man. Yeah. Like she did like some straight up Spider-Man movement. And it was really clever,
like web slinging type.
Yeah,
basically like reaching her arm and swinging around.
Yeah, and then she would like launch herself and then like glide, like turn into a little glider.
That's cool.
Like she's like OP.
Yeah,
can she be hurt?
See, I was gonna say like they're all like the whole family has like what I guess you could consider like old school powers, like stretches. Like
they're
like
the Fantastic Four.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like super strong. Like this and that. And like one of the things I liked about the first one and what I've seen in the trailers for this one is like they make those quote unquote like old school superhero skills like look cool again.
They do, absolutely.
Like especially like like you don't realize like the fun and weird things you could do with like an elastic person, or,
Yeah.
you know how you could.
And they totally like utilize that stuff in the second movie.
They really use her parachute mode
Yeah, quite a bit.
lot in this one.
But like you're right, like they did like new stuff with her.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's really cool. Like, and I mean, like I said, I haven't seen it, but
I love this.
I really like Violet.
I was gonna say I love the stuff they did with Violet in this movie.
Like she's really honed in her powers.
Yeah, she's like overpowered.
Yeah, like there's a scene in the beginning of the movie when they're fighting the Underminer, and she makes a statement like, "If I make I have to make a force field. It's I don't know if it's strong enough or something like that." Just like that, she's thinking, like trying to think of this movie that it's taking place literally right after they just got done with a pretty traumatic experience fighting Syndrome, and like they're still kind of learning their powers, but they're pretty strong. It was cool.
Dash felt underutilized to me.
Yeah, he really didn't have a role.
He didn't get to do anything fun.
He had like the little punching thing again, like in the first movie, like where he's punching a dude really fast.
Yeah, but he was pretty underutilized. But
Violet had a much bigger role in this one.
Violet fought against the Portal Girl for a little while, and that seems fucking awesome. Like that fight scene was so cool.
I loved when they're fighting at the house and she's running she's holding the. Goodness gracious! Violet has her her force field. And,
I can't help you.
Sorry,
I can't help you.
Violet has her force field and Dash is running like in the first movie, and she's creating 2 back-to-back portals, and they're just running through portals
Just
over and
not
over and over
leaving
like a loop of portals. And the visuals were just really cool.
Yeah,
Really impressive.
I like so when her and when Violet was fighting the portal girl, like Violet made her she made her force field, and the portal girl used portals to teleport into the force field with her, so she could like punch her or whatever. And it was like they did some badass stuff where they took these characters' powers and like combined them in really cool, unique ways.
Yeah.
They did that a few times. I liked
Of Elastigirl trying to get on top of a plane flying away.
Yeah.
And they had the portal girl building portals to help her climb up to a plane.
Yeah. There was that one side character, the Crusher, who could like crush things with his mind. And then he like crushed the hallway to keep Mr. Incredible from escaping.
They asked him to uncrush it.
And he's all uncrush something? What does that mean?
He's like, no one's ever asked me to uncrush.
Yeah, how do you uncrush something?
Frozone is crazy powerful. Like
Yes.
they really used him in this movie. His powers are nuts.
Frozone's cool. Like he's
Like he can go from creating ice to creating literal like snow. He can
Yeah.
create like legit snow. Mm-hmm. He was a super cool character.
yeah, he was used a lot more in this movie too. Robbie, go ahead.
I was going to say that is something I was looking forward to, like seeing how they would like show the powers, and because I mean I don't know, I don't know why. Just thinking like going into this, I was thinking like this is going to be some pretty dope visuals. Just
Yeah,
as
there were
far
definitely
as-
a lot more powers in this one. Like this movie really focused. This movie was focused on superheroes, all
Because-
kinds of different superheroes.
like in the first one when Mr. Incredible's fighting those robots in that volcano.
Yeah,
Like that to me, like I remember really enjoying that fight scene and like that whole little sequence and stuff.
that has one of my favorite parts in the whole movie. Like when he throws his back out.
We watched the first movie before we went and saw the second one, and like the visuals hold up like 14 years later. They were smart with the animation style.
Yeah, because it looks like a old school.
Yeah, it looks like the movie was set in the 50s.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, I think it is, right?
Well, this is something
Yeah.
that Sheila and I were talking about during the second one. Like, when does this take place? Because
It has to be. In
it's like everything's like Art Deco 60s ish, you know?
Yeah,
It's like a combo of like the 50s and 60s.
and all the cars are very old school.
Retro looking. Like they're all like cathode TVs and the tube TVs and all that stuff.
The only thing that I didn't like as much, and it was just I'm just comparing it to the first one. The villain was not as good
I like
because Syndrome was why Syndrome was a bad guy, and his plan was so cool to me. Like when everyone's a super, no one is.
it's gonna
Like that's such a cool idea. This one, I don't know. I guess it was. I mean, I love the villain, but it just kind of fell flat with me. I guess
I liked the
her
villain's-
whole villain speech.
Yeah,
like,
her monologue was kind of weak, but I liked her motive. Her motive, like the backstory, was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I don't know shit about the movie or anything of the characters, but Screenslaver, like that to me is fucking
Yeah.
What it was doing was cool. It just
Very
like
nice.
compared to the first one was just it was really dark and gritty. This one didn't have that for me as much.
That's another thing that like makes the time period vague because it's like Screenslaver, like is that because I mean now like everyone's fucking
On screen.
glued to
Yeah.
a fucking screen, but then that's not a problem in their world, like
Right.
you know. But
Except like now it is.
yeah. I feel like you're seeing stuff that none of us can.
No, hang on. You gotta push that plug in.
Oh,
Yeah. No, you it was still recording you. That's why. Sorry, we had some mic issues.
uh-oh.
No, I think we're good.
I mean, not saying I didn't like the villain. I'm just comparing it to the first one. Syndrome.
Mm-hmm.
I loved Syndrome, and I thought his monologues were better.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
His whole villain, like why he was a villain.
He was definitely a better villain.
Yeah.
I wanted more of Bob Odenkirk and his sister. I wanted more
Yeah.
of like their like relationship because like they're brother and sister, but like you don't get a lot of like they don't get to play off each other very much. Which I thought was a weird choice because when you're first introduced to his sister, she comes in like this bumbling, goofy scientist type, and then
You don't really get
to see that anymore. You don't get any more of that, and you don't see her and Bob Odenkirk's character interact like at all, which I thought was a big bummer. They had the chance for some really good
Well, I
storytelling.
mean, really,
there.
the villain was a second character in this movie. Like, it really wasn't about. I mean, it was. I mean, obviously, there was a conflict and all that, but it was about other things besides a villain. Like, it wasn't just the family had to fight this villain. It was this family trying to figure out how to be a superhero family.
It was more of a movie about the family trying to figure out how to be a family. Than it was about superheroes.
Is a bumbling like female scientist, is that like something that's like a trope or something? Because I've watched 3 movies in the last week or so that have all had like a bumbling female scientist who's falling over herself and is clumsy and papers go flying everywhere. And
Well, when she first is introduced,
she's like all disheveled.
That's how she is. But you don't get that anymore.
No.
The rest of the movie, which I thought it was really weird and out of character.
I mean, is that now
considering the rest of the story?
Is that now or has it ever been though?
I don't know. I know the bumbling scientist is. I don't know
because one was in that movie Evolution.
Oh boy,
which came out like over 15 years ago, and another was in Baywatch, which was last year. So it's like, is this
weird?
Is this something
It's
that
a
I've
trope?
missed? Because I remember when I saw it in Evolution, I was like, why is she acting like this? Like, why is she falling over herself? She's a fucking head of the CDC, and she's.
I think it's less of a female scientist being a trope, where like just a bumbling scientist is the trope.
Okay,
because the thing about, like back at the Jerry Lewis professor character.
I was thinking Dr. Freak.
Professor, exactly. Who's based
Professor
on
Freak,
Jerry Lewis.
Jerry Lewis, yeah.
The nutty professor and all that stuff. Yeah, I mean the bumbling professor is just the trope.
Maybe it's just a coincidence that in these last 3 movies I've seen like they've been female
women.
scientists, and I'm like, is this a fucking? And then you said that now, and I'm like, wait a minute, is this a thing?
Is it a stereotype? Yeah, I mean you get it at first, but not at all the rest of the movie. It's just it was really like weird and inconsistent.
It wasn't. Sorry, it wasn't Baywatch. It was. Oh no, yeah, it was Baywatch. But the third was Transformers: The Last Night. I just had to let you guys know I watched that movie.
I've only seen Transformers 1 and 2.
Watch is a stretch. Like it was on in my vicinity. Like a lot of the time, I'd look up and see Mark Wahlberg like doing something that I was like.
See the trailer for Bumblebee?
Yeah.
Why? Why?
The only reason, and I think I've said this before, the only reason I'm somewhat maybe gonna see it. Is the director is the guy who made Kubo.
Kubo and the Two Strings.
Yeah.
That movie is fucking good.
Yeah, it's just dope.
So it's the same director.
but
That movie's incredible. Kubo, man, how they like that? What's a big snag for the Transformers franchise? Not a, I guess not a big
really.
snag, but like it's a.
I mean,
Say what you want about
what do
the.
you
Say
mean,
what you
not
want.
really?
Say what you want about the Transformers movies. They're massively successful.
I guess.
So
movies.
how
I guess
is that not a big get
Well, I guess
for
not a
him?
big get, but like a
It's a big get for him.
a change of tone.
Not for them.
Well, you don't know that.
Okay, it doesn't
Well,
matter. My point is, I meant like it's a big change in tone
Yeah.
for them, considering his work.
Ugh, Michael Bay.
That's why I think, because
I'm only-
if they want to keep milking this fucking cow, they're not going to be able to just give you fucking same cow. This cow has to have spinning rims, and its tail braided.
Is that a trope?
Is that a trope?
Yep.
I'm only interested in seeing Bumblebee because it takes place in 1987, and that's the year I was born.
Yeah, I also think that's like
And I want to watch the movie and be like, I remember that from when I was an infant,
I remember that.
when I was a newborn baby.
I remember reading about that coming out the same year as my birth when I was like 15, 16.
I remember when Transformers fought in my neighborhood.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
I remember that.
Yeah, I remember that war we had with fucking transforming robots from outer space.
In 1987.
Yep. I remember because I was born that year. I remember, well, I don't remember
Now-
anything before July 28th, but everything after, I fucking locked in like a steel trap.
How long are we going to run with this bit?
Context clues helped me fill in the previous 6 months.
So are there things
Can you
in like
imagine
are there
me
things
as a
in like
baby? Like,
are there
just-
things in September of 1987 that don't make sense because you didn't have like what happened in April?
Yeah, yeah. But then, like over the years, I've been able to piece it together. So now I know and remember everything that happened in the year 1987.
Then why would you do you know what everything that happened in every year?
No, just the year I was born. I mean, if I needed to, I could probably use those clues I've got to fill in. But
You must be really good at history
haven't-
class.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine like a fat little baby Robbie, just with mountains of notebooks taking notes? Like, but wait a minute, this happened here.
Oh yeah, I remember Bumblebee.
Like, oh, there's Bumblebee. I remember. I can find that notebook with those notes.
Time to go coat my bones in milk.
Oh my god!
Otherwise, I'll be this little forever.
Come full circle.
Coat the bones in milk. Yeah, Incredibles 2 was very good.
Yeah,
Not
very
as good as the first one, but still very good.
Worth the wait.
Yeah, I mean, the problem with waiting this long is that nothing's ever going to live up to it, except maybe like Star Wars, but
And that's just based on who you're talking to.
yeah, oh my god. You guys seen that fucking group of people online that want to remake The Last Jedi?
What?
They're all weird. Our goal is to raise $200 million to remake The Last Jedi because it's an atrocity and it ruined
jeez.
Star Wars.
Remake.
It's incredible. Like these fucking goobs, these goobers.
Fuck. Nerf herders.
It's like, how do you call yourself a fan of Star Wars if your goal is to remake Star Wars because you thought it was so shitty?
Because they know better.
I want them to though, and I want to watch it.
And it's just
I
so they
just
just
have to see
it crash and burn.
Yeah.
It's the people complained
How
about.
can I pitch into this?
These are the same people that complained that The Force Awakens was too similar to New Hope. The Last Jedi takes all kinds of risks and turns the entire.
This is not Star.
What the fuck do you want?
Oh, that's a topic that I'll never get tired of talking about.
It's
Like,
just it's
people,
remarkable to me.
Like never, you're never going to do anything well enough. Like nothing.
Just
will
enjoy
ever,
a goddamn
like,
space
as good
movie.
as
Like
anything- yeah, it's a fucking made up world.
Just enjoy a fucking space sci-fi movie.
All
Like,
right, let's chill out, guys.
just enjoy it.
Enjoy it.
Just watch it and be like, oh yeah, that was a fun movie experience. The end.
Doesn't
Christ.
have to be a religious experience every time.
Insane. Oh, because The Last Jedi was an atrocity and a blemish on the Star Wars legacy. Fuck off.
Fuck you. There's Jar Jar Binks. Everyone,
Dude.
all anyone ever needs to do is point to those movies.
Go rewatch Attack of the Clones and tell me The Last Jedi is garbage. Tell me after watching Attack of the Clones.
And the people that say that, like, I've seen people that say that they enjoy the prequels more than all these new ones. Like,
That's
you're full of it. Like, you're
that's
so
people
full of
now
it.
in their like, oh, I fucking hate this movie. Like, oh, I'm gonna say I like the movie that I literally probably haven't seen since they came out.
Well, and probably the same
that's
people
better.
that say
Yeah.
that like 5 years ago said they hated all those movies.
And it's that, but it's like that shock of like, you like that more than the most recent one?
It's just them
Like,
trying to discredit
what?
and do it.
another thing-
That's how much
go
I
fuck
hate The
yourself.
Last Jedi.
And I'm like, why can't people just let other people like what they want to like?
Because
God.
the internet exists. That's why the internet was a mistake. Okay, we gotta
Internet was a mistake.
call it quits.
The internet was a mistake. Be sure to go to the internet to find this.
The internet was a mistake. Like and subscribe to our podcast, please. Thank you.
all likes and links are located on the internet.
You have to go to the internet. What if you could get podcasts in the mail, in like snail mail?
Like when Netflix used to send
Like,
out.
yeah, DVDs.
send out discs.
Like if someone subscribes to our podcast, we have to send them like a cassette tape.
Like those have you seen it, libraries? They just have they're just solely books on tape, and it's just like a player that only plays the book.
Yes. Oh, you have to like buy a new podcast playing appliance.
We're like we go bankrupt. Like we become popular, but because we're doing it that way, we go bankrupt, making each episode into fucking.
Its own fucking tape.
Hey guys, when you're done, be sure to mail that to another listener, please.
Send that back. We need that. It's expensive.
We need those.
Okay. Thank you for listening, Matt. Anything closing thoughts on The Incredibles?
Go see it.
I like how there were literally no spoilers and we barely talked about anything that happened in the movie.
I mean, we probably for like a full 15 minutes maybe is how much we talked about it. But hey, you know what? Go listen to another fucking movie podcast, okay?
Yeah, don't go listen to a podcast that says that they talk about movies in their hashtag if you want to listen
Yeah.
to movies.
Because this is hashtag comedy podcast about pop culture and
Movies.
sometimes movies, and we are the only one. Thanks for listening. Robbie, anything else?
No.
Good.
Maybe.
Oh, no.
Come back to me after Matt.
Okay, perfect. We'll come back next week for more Good Enough. Bye-bye.